What's up guys, my name is ESO and today I have some gameplay for you from Bethesda's live feed of Nuka-World, the new upcoming DLC. So basically I've recorded it to show you guys and I really do hope that you enjoy this video because I am really excited to get into some of the things I've noticed and have to tell you guys. So for those of you that don't know, the new DLC will be released on the 30th of August. So that's very soon. But in this video we will be reviewing and walking through the gameplay of the Nuka-World content. This will include how to get to Nuka-World, some new unique weapons and enemies that you'll be fighting, and also what they're like to fight. And I'm actually pretty happy with what they've done here. There are even some fun arcade games and some new gameplay systems that you can physically play with an interesting ticket reward system that I'm going to talk about later as well. And of course I'll also be showing you how big Nuka-World actually is, and I'll tell you now it is smaller than Far Harbor. Now the first very important thing I want to mention is that they did a really good job of avoiding any spoilers. So what you'll find is there's absolutely no story content in this video, which is obviously great because I don't want to spoil that for you guys. So I've already told you what's going to be in this video, and if you think it's going to spoil it for you, please don't watch it because I do not want to do that. So you're going to want to make sure that you bring a lot of weaponry with you, and of course some explosives. Check out my weapon armor suggestion guide in the description below if you haven't already to get ready for this DLC because it's gonna be quite difficult. And also make sure you bring a lot of pre-war money. I know what you're thinking, man, ESO, why do I need pre-war money? I never need that, but actually it's going to have a very important use in this DLC. So just like every other Fallout 4 DLC we've ever encountered, to begin the Nuka-World content and get the quest to start the DLC, we first need to get the radio signal. Now you must of course be level 20 to receive this signal. While I'm sure most of you are already level 20, if you did start a new character for this DLC, make sure that you do level up before the game comes out on the 30th. And also I'm quite interested to know what you guys think about this level limit thing. Once you have the radio signal though, you will be directed to the northwest side of the map, just here. We can actually see the location just outside the boundary of where we access the downloadable content. If you like, you can actually fast travel to the Federal Radiation Stockpile, and then you can get a head start after you download the downloadable content. So as soon as you get here, you will see this huge unmissable addition to the base game. A giant Nuka-Cola bottle sticking out of the ground. Welcome my friends to the Nuka-World Transit. This is basically the train that will take us to the theme park area of Nuka-World. A completely new location, much like Far Harbor. Do take care though, because the area is currently under raider control, so you're not going to get through here without a fight. Now rather interestingly, the developers were playing through this at level 51, and the guy playing it was, I'd say, probably an average player. And to be honest, he was struggling to get through these well-equipped raiders, and they were well-equipped, they were well-armoured, they had good weapons, so you can expect a lot of resistance. Which in my opinion is good. I want it to be hard. This is the endgame content after all. How do you guys feel about that though? Let me know down below in the comment section. After you're done getting your butt kicked by these raiders, you can make your way down to the Nuka-World Transit. Here you will find the monorail that will take you into Nuka-World. Now the journey through the monorail was cut out because obviously it probably has some spoilers in. So I'm thinking we get some story related content here, but what I can't tell you is if we need to go and find something to turn on the power of the train or if it's already working when we get there. That wasn't clear from the gameplay. So the next scene is we've now arrived in Nuka-World, in a rather disheveled theme park area. Now this area that we're currently in is called the Gauntlet, and it's kind of like the access point into the theme park and the whole Nuka-World. Make sure that you do check out the link to the map of the theme park on my Instagram in the description below if you haven't already, because that will give you an idea of where we are right now at the bottom right of the map. So the next bit is pretty cool. The monorail station has been turned into a wacky warehouse sort of thing by the raiders. The area is chock full of traps, so if you do have a companion with you, make sure that you keep them close so they don't set those off. For goodness sake, dog meat, please. There also seems to be different routes that you can take going through this area. In one area, there is just a room with several doors, and each door is marked with a question mark. So take care when opening these doors, guys, or you're going to have a bad time. I've cut out most of the raider dialogue so I don't spoil it for you. I do have to say that they've done a great job with this area, with the voice acting. It just looks fun. It looks really good and I can't wait to go through it myself. Now there's one part where there are lots of turrets down this one section of corridor, and you've got to like go down and battle your way through. And then there's this other area with a wooden floor that you can sort of fall off and through. It's almost like an assault course to test people that arrive in Nuka-World. Almost like a trial by fire, quite literally. To see if you're cut out to join one of the raider gangs. Now the first new enemy we're going to come up against is the Rad Rat. These are like bigger versions of Mirelurk hatchings. They're quite quick and small and they come in packs. So expect to waste a few rounds killing them. They're effectively just a smaller mole rat though. Next we see the animatronic alien. As some of you have already guessed, this is a robot, not a real alien that some people seem to think that on Twitter, but that wasn't the case. You can actually tell if you look at the legs because they're fixed to the ground and just the torso rotates. But I don't know if we'll be able to get the alien blaster and obviously some more ammo for that gun from these robot aliens. If it's like a normal turret, you'd expect you can just go up and loot it and get that alien blaster ammo. If you don't have the alien blaster already, just check out my guide in the description to get it. But as you can see, they use them as weapons. As you go through the next section, we will arrive at an area called the maintenance shed. And we'll start to see a lot of junk from different theme park rides here, like the teacups, the Nuka-Cola King cutout. Oh god, please let me have that Nuka-Cola King costume, that would just be hilarious to wear. But once we're here, we will see our next enemy. Now if you are a follower of my videos, you'll know that I am not a fan of flying bugs. Not only do they creep me out, but they also waste a lot of ammo. Well, it does kind of seem like Bethesda have trolled me here on this one. Now we have the new flying ant swarm enemy. Jokes aside, they've done a really good job with this enemy. We're also going to see the glowing ant enemy too, but my god, these swarming flies are so annoying to fight against. I can see myself wasting a lot of ammo, so I do obviously suggest bringing with you a flamer to get rid of these guys. You will then be attacked from above by the Operator Raider gang and one of the Disciple gang too. These are two of the factions that we're going to find within the Nuka-World DLC. The other faction that we don't actually see is the Pack faction. For those of you that don't know, there are 3 raider factions within the Nuka-World fighting for power. The Operators, the Disciples, and the Pack. And we get to join one of these factions. The next area is the Cola Car area. This is the last area before we sort of get into the main section of the DLC where we can walk around more freely. And you can see it better on the map where we've actually gone so far. So this is the last location before we enter the Nuka-Cola USA zone. And after seeing what's here, it makes me excited to get to those other themed areas. But in this area, just for a few moments, we see the Raider in the unique power armor we saw in the trailer. The power armor appears to be electrified, and all we know about this is that this guy in the cool power armor is here and we're going to see him. We don't know if we get to fight him and kill him for his armor, if he's like maybe a mini boss, or if he's something to do with the storyline and potentially he's like a leader of this theme park zone, or maybe we can just see him but not interact with him yet. We don't know yet. The next place we arrive at is of course Nuka-Cola World USA. Now, those of you that are more observant as you walk into this area, you'll notice that the architecture here is actually reflectant of the architecture that we have seen on the map. So this circle zone with the archers is actually a direct impression of what we've seen here. So this gives you an idea of the scale of the world immediately. And as you can probably tell, it's not huge and it's smaller than Far Harbor, but there's quite a lot here to explore. And I do think that considering all these different locations that we've been in so far are so like fully fledged out and interesting places to visit and they're all really different, that will probably feel like quite a big location anyway, but time will tell. There was obviously a lot of debate about the file size of the DLC being bigger than Far Harbor, and people somehow thinking that that meant that the whole map would be bigger. But let me just tell you guys, the file size is never a reliable depiction of the size of the actual map in video games. So that's not going to be the case, obviously. Anyway, the circle area is a market where we can actually buy some of the new weapons and armor we find in the DLC. Hopefully there'll also be some merchants selling some unique things as well, but that wasn't shown to us in the gameplay. We also meet Naira, a rather hilarious NPC. She's actually a robot and she tells you that she was tampered with and now she has like this split personality. I'm not gonna play the dialogue for you, but sometimes she's like really nice and then she'll just randomly tell you where to go. She's a fantastic character and I think it's pretty cool. So we now move on and we see a few locations along the way, including the Operator's Faction base. Well, it does kind of look like that because it's got like their logo on the building. And I'm guessing here you'll meet the faction leader and you'll be able to join that faction. We'll also find the Nuka-Cade on the left. And at this point the devs load us into the location. And this place is really cool. Perhaps they've listened to my video where I criticise the fact that they gave us a vending machine that couldn't even be used. You just sat on it and it had an animation of you pulling the lever and that was it. Because this place, guys, this place is fully interactive. Thank you for listening to us if you did, Bethesda, because it looks really fun. So first we need to get some Nuka-Ride tokens from this machine here. To do this we need pre-war money. I'm so glad that we have a good use for pre-war money now. It's law friendly and it makes sense. So with these tokens we can actually go and use them on arcade games. And there are lots here to play on and they all look fun. So firstly we will start with the standard shooting gallery. This part's pretty funny because the first guy tries to shoot normally, like carefully lining up the shot to hit the target, and you can see below his points are going up as he hits these targets. So all these machines are fully interactive in that sense. And then the next guy gets the controller and he just pulls out a freaking minigun and blows the whole shooting gallery down. Like the damn chickens did not stand a chance in hell of surviving that assault. But yeah, this was actually really funny. So after you do this minigame, depending on your score, you'll be rewarded with some tickets. And I'll talk about these tickets and what they're used for in a moment. But the devs also spoke about the design decision when they were developing the game. And I found this part quite interesting, so I just wanted to talk about it. The idea being that you could play these games properly if you like we just saw, as you would like at a normal fair or an arcade. But they also thought, well, should you actually be allowed to just say, no, screw that, minigun to the face, just go nuts and do whatever you like in here to win all these arcade games. So you can actually literally cheat at these games, like the next one where you throw the balls into the hoop. They're just like, nah mate, I'm gonna use my junk jet to fire these balls into the hoop. So you can literally just cheat the rides to any extent where you pick up the ball, climb on the machine and just place it in the hole. Personally, I think this option should be there, because it's what it would be like. You would just be able to mess about and do what you like. But let me know what you guys think about this in the comment section below. Like, does it remove some kind of skill cap to these machines? Should it be sort of like policed like it was in Fallout New Vegas when you had all those sort of gambling areas? I'm interested to know your thoughts. Playing these games properly though is still a lot of fun, so I'll probably, switch between the two. They also showed us the Red Menace machine, basically like a whack-a-mole thing where you just hit the Red Menace things with this hammer. I do hope that we can actually just use that hammer as a weapon because that would be pretty funny. And then we've also got the atomic rollers, and that's just throwing a ball into different holes for points. But in terms of tickets, I'll be making a guide on the best way to cheese all of these different machines and how to get tickets really, really fast. But right off the bat, I think it's hands down going to be the shooting gallery as the best way to get these tickets, because you can get so many tickets from this machine very quickly with minimal effort. So that's my top tip right there if you want to go away and do that as soon as you start this DLC. But ESO, why do I need all these tickets? What do I spend them on? Well guys, they didn't even show us. We can only speculate as to what it might be. But what we can see is potentially where we're going to actually receive the prizes. So as you can see, there's a terminal in this area with a slot for like, maybe we put tickets in there. And maybe we go over here and we can claim prizes on the terminal with however many tickets we have. It looks as though the prizes may come out of the face with the mouth on the wall, like the mouth might open up and like present your prize and you can just grab it and then it closes again, you get another prize and so on. But it does look kind of obvious with the red carpet leading up to it and like, you know, all the red tape. It just looks pretty obvious that that's where we're going to get our prizes. So in terms of what those prizes are, it kind of reminds me of the Star Bottle Cap collection in Fallout New Vegas. But I do hope that we get some kind of unique weapon for getting a ridiculous amount of tickets or something. Or maybe it'll be interesting if tickets are like a form of currency that we can use elsewhere. I don't know. It'll be interesting to see how that works. And I would not be surprised if one of the best unique weapons was like one of those Nuka-Cola guns that you can get, like a unique version of that. So that's pretty much it for the gameplay, guys. And to be honest, like, I'm kind of glad that they didn't show us any of the other park zones, because now we get to explore them and discover those for ourselves. Hopefully they've got lots of other themed things that we can discover when we go there. And from the looks of the trailer, it did look like they had. But guys, if you did find this video helpful, please give it a like. That's how I know you enjoy videos like this and that I should make more like them. I'm also making a preparation guide for Nuka-World, and that's going to show you the best weapons and armor that you're going to need to use to get into the DLC and defeat its content. And that'll be for both melee characters and range characters as well. So I'll leave a link to that in the description below. So do make sure you check that out if you want a few more tips and tricks. But guys, thanks for watching. My name is ESO, and I will see you, loyal subscriber, in the next video guide. Have a great day, and I hope you enjoy this DLC.